you mentioned this earlier, but it might be worth unpacking a little bit. He talks a lot about the importance of education. I would say, in having read your book, that in many ways it's perhaps the premier plank in his platform for building a better world. And one of the things he wants to do when it comes to education is, to use the term that you use, he talks about employing an education of the heart,
Exactly.
teaching us how to be more compassionate, and drawing upon some of the practices that have been employed for centuries, if not millennia, in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Is there a possibility that in this vision he will run up against critics who don't want Eastern religion infused into schools?
Well, I think it's very important that we do what scientists now are doing, which is to look at traditional methods like meditation and extract from them using cognitive science, neuroscience, what works. Leave the belief system behind, because you find same practices in many different belief systems. That turns out not to be the essential active ingredient, particularly in helping kids. I was at a school in Spanish Harlem, second graders. Half the kids are what are called special needs, which means they're really tough to teach. And yet the classroom was really calm and focused. And I asked the teacher why. She said, well, watch. And then they had their daily session of what they call belly buddies. These are 7-year-old kids. They go to their cubby, they get their favorite stuffed animal, they lie on the rug, put the animal on their belly, and watch it rise while they breathe in, fall while they breathe out. 1, 2, 3 on the in-breath, 1, 2, 3 on the out-breath. It keeps them calm and centered. What they're doing is that basic mental rep of keeping their mind on one thing. And I'm a strong advocate personally of teaching kids how to pay attention, along with helping them manage their emotions, get along better, empathize. This is called social emotional learning. There's a large movement in it. The book Emotional Intelligence actually was an argument for this. And the Dalai Lama calls it educating the heart. He would add to that more explicit training of helping kids become more compassionate, more caring, which makes them more cooperative, makes them get along better with other kids. And he sees this kind of education as what will help us get to this better world over the course of the century.
But there's a way for us and for parents in the audience to embrace these techniques that are derived from Eastern spirituality in a way that won't be offensive to other parents who might be fervent believers
Well,
in, say,
I think the way to do it is to take it through the filter of science. And to, as I said, see what works. The Dalai Lama once said to a neuroscientist, Richard Davidson, who's done a lot of this work now, he said, in Eastern traditions, we have a lot of methods for managing destructive emotions well. Please take them out of the religious context, study them rigorously in the lab, and if something works, spread it as widely as you can. Well, in spreading it as widely as you can, you've left behind the Eastern origin. What you're doing is seeing what's scientifically grounded, evidence-based. I think that's the way to go.